Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Yeah, I just did a live stream on, video ideas I'm going to be doing for Suck My Surge. Suck My Surge 2014! Towards the end of the month, that's what's going to happen. Oh, by the way, anyone who could find Nostradamus, tell him, stop, just tell him to stop. Stop. First it was Hell Season, then it was this game, Corruption of Champions. No, that's like Berserk shit. No. So yeah, but anyway, this is gonna be a Magi chapter review. There's two other chapters I have to do. Because Natsu no Taizai chapter didn't come out. Well, it did, but it was a half chapter. So, I will review after this. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do... There's two others, just really one other, that I'm going to do. Which is Kamigaki Zero chapter review and the second OVA of Attack on Titan. But that I'm going to leave for later today. Right now, I figured I might as well just do Magi and that. And then I'll just do Hunter x Hunter and Black Blood. So let's get into this. Okay, chapter 222 of Magi. This one was intriguing. Ooh. Gonna give this another 5 out of 5. Yeah, this was too intriguing to just get anything less but that. This one was called Origin of Mother Dragon? Mother Dragon. So, we get to introduce to this Mother Dragon, this being who's a dragon, essentially has lived for like 8,000 years. Well, a long ass time. We also get some more information in this chapter. We get the reveal of what seems to be the origin of the finalists. Very intrigued by that news. Very interesting. So, they meet up with this Mother Dragon, and we got Solomon, we got Sheba, saying that does this being understand human language? She knows a lot of language from the years. And she's wondering, Sheba, what is Solomon going to ask this Mother Dragon? And basically we get the next page. It's kind of funny. And Sheba's like, no, I want to go. I want to go too. I want to meet the White Dragon. And she's being like kind of a spoiled child. Saying that Orba is going to be able to meet the dragon, but she can't. So she was able, and she's being like a pouty face. She's obviously in love with Solomon. But she's being very pouty, like, ooh, I want to be dragon too. Kind of thing. So essentially she goes. Yeah, she goes with Solomon and everyone else to meet the dragon. And basically telling us that it's not easy to meet the dragon because she lives at the bottom of the continental rift. So now this story in this chapter reveals the whole thing with the finalists, which is it was a thing that to suggest that they called them the Red Lions. Now in this world, the continental drift really, it sounds like a dark place. According to Sheba, she says, oh, they told us they take children who, are bad or who don't follow the God, whatever, and they get sent down there. And and Yugo's basically telling her it's not that kind of place. Saying that in the church they would threaten to drop children who were impure. He's like, it's not that kind of place. Taking place. It's just an incomplete part of this world. And basically, they go into details saying that That's right. If you think about it, doesn't this vast darkness look like Ilala stopped midway with the creation of this world? This world is too huge. It's not consistent. And that's basically how they're spinning it. It's not that frightening of a place. In the Black Rift, the laws of psychics are unstable, and you don't know what could happen. Or any place where even the Orthodox don't get close to. And there's this part. This was funny on page 5. She's holding on to Solomon. It's like, I'm going to die. God has abandoned me. And they're like falling and shit. And he's like, Solomon's like, hey, stop that. You're the one who wanted to come, right? Stop touching me in weird places. I'm like she's trying to put the moves on Solomon. She's like, yeah. So essentially, they get down there. They meet the dragon, the mother dragon. I'm not gonna put. If I wanted to, I could say the mother of all dragons. No, we're not going there. So we get in the next. We find this story. It's saying that there have only been 2 species capable of intellect that didn't fall into the magicians, even considering the power they had. And basically, these 2 species have such a strong life force that even the mind-breaking magic bounces back against them. And these species are the red lions of the Instaqua continent and the mother dragon. The mother dragons. Now, about the red lions. Yeah, those are the exact same creatures who, when the finalists go to the Dark Continent, turn into. So you can pretty much gather what's going on here. Now, what I'm thinking here is this. The Red Lions must have, what happened with Solomon later on, was he must have done something. Like when he created the other world. And I just want to mention this. I think what might have happened, because they are resistant to the magic, now, bounces off, they don't act like the other species. What must have happened was Solomon decided, okay, these species, they will remain human. And we will take their Magi away. So, that's why I don't have that little amount of Magi. Because when they do get more Magi, they become these creatures. At least that's what I think. I mean, I'm just splitting hairs here. And the one is in the bottom of the continental rift, Mother Dragons. And this gets kind of crazy, because we could get into a lot of details. And basically, we're being told that, saying that Solomon says it was his father who invented the Gunad 500 years ago together with his comrades at that time, saying that Solomon's father is like 800 years old. He's been around for a while. And it was his father who created the towers and so on and so forth. And for the other species. And Sheba then says, oh, it's all right. You know, we're fighting, devoting our powers to help everyone. Thanks to you. Now that we've come like this, we will always be by your side. She's reassuring him. And she's like, yes, thank you. And she's smiling. So, what we find out is that the dragon, the mother dragon, she begins to tell them about how, they find out that, in front of my very eyes, I watched the fleeting lives of humans, point of view of this world, by life is fleeting as well. And again, the lifespan of this world is fleeting from a point of view of God, and even that God has somewhat higher than him. Really going into details about God and everything, And then, she was like, my head's beginning to hurt, and the dragon's laughing, and so on and so forth. And what she explains is that the god of, Allah, is getting weaker and weaker, and saying that eventually, because it gave Magi to humans. It's getting weaker and weaker, and eventually it's going to become this, and the world is going to die. That's essentially what she says, though. I'm like, whoa. That was pretty heavy. Become a pitch black appearance. The power that makes this world turn will vanish, and the lifespan of this world will be exhausted. And that's basically the big, huge thing that happened in this chapter. And who goes like, why would God do such a thing? Why to humans if it's a suicidal action? And Solomon says he thinks it's because that it's something different. He's saying that maybe the legend itself is suspicious. Do you even think a possibility that the people who saw him first may have been stored in memories, history? And in their surprise, he's like, what the hell are you saying? God does exist. And saying that you always say this when we release other species, saying that the orthodox is wrong. God's real intention is to erase the conflicts among the different species. You don't have to worry to believe that. And then he says, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. In any case, Dan asked the dragon, like, she then explains someone must have reached the domain that only the God of this world should touch. Everything began 500 years ago, and in these last few years, it was brought to an extreme. In other words, she says to the extent that someone is surpassing God and is about to accomplish something, even if it means killing God himself. So they want to kill God. And they believe it's Elder David. That Elder David is attempting to do that. He's trying to kill God. He's, Now, I can only imagine how this is going to come forward as we move forward. But the thing that boggles my mind is he kind of is a suicidal act. I mean, it just seems weird that way. Why would God give humans magic if it's draining him and then he just destroys the world? It's very strange. But the dragon's saying that someone's trying to surpass God, which seems to be Elder David. And then on the last page, we see Elder David. We just see his back, and it says, next issue, a Magi special arc. It will continue in King David's memorandum. So that's essentially what happens in the chapter. Good chapter. I can only imagine what is going to happen as we get further in. With the finalists and everything, and that little explanation. But good chapter. 5 out of 5 for this one, people. Finalists. There was show. Mother Dragons was pretty cool too. That whole thing is way above my head. Just whoo. And we'll see. This is getting so goddamn interesting. The further you go in this, hopefully soon we get them. Go back to adding, guys. It's gonna be a while, I think. I don't think we're gonna go back to them until, dare I say, July? But maybe that's a big stretch. We'll have to wait and see. I'm Blanc922. I will see you guys later. The finalists, Red Lions. I didn't know they were like beast. They were beast-like. I didn't know that. I'll see you guys later. Peace.